Hello, dear friends. The nightmare is coming to an end. At the end of Halloween, all the rubber masks that abound in politics would fall off. It would be the end of the game or game over. Opinion piece. Remembering the future. It won't be long now. Halloween masks. 71 countries de-dollarized. The masks are falling off. All we ask for is something tangible. There could be brief chaos. The QFS is kept secret. The new dollar has not been activated. All politicians need to be audited. The housing bubble has burst. No country bought dollars this week. The QFS has 4 connecting portals. BRICS portal went online 10 days ago. 6 major banks are under investigation. Each American country will have its own currency. China and Russia sell their US assets. The EBS has been tested in regions of Spain and Germany. The coalition has sent SMS messages in several countries. 450,000 indictments would take 3 years to process. Take the reins of the future, or the future will impose its reins on you. When the masks come off, you will give everyone the value they deserve. Let's start. There are persistent rumors of a clash before the November 8th midterm elections. Nothing can be said for sure, but social media is abuzz, while coalition intelligence is completely silent. We know we don't know anything, but we know we will. Who would have thought we would have to wait so long? French billionaire Philippe Argilier said on Saturday 29 October that the big event could happen next week, which is already this week, and that it would be the bigger than the health crisis. Juan 07 says the greatness of what is coming will shock the world. The most biblical and monumental white hat covert operation in history are taking place, explains Derek Johnson. The plan to awaken the population is working according to James McConnell. 71 countries de-dollarize. Saudi Arabia sells 35%. Israel offloads 20%. Japan is dumping 12%. It won't be long now. China and Russia have started selling all their US assets to collapse the economy according to Peter Schiff. The 3 largest holders of treasury bonds have begun to liquidate, reports Lynn Alden. Last week, Sunday 16th October to Sunday 30th October, is the first week since 2009 that no bank or country has bought dollars. Politicians need to be audited. Central banking is trying to convince people that inflation came out of nowhere, that it just appeared, but the economic truth is about to be released. Temporary chaos. The puppets of darkness would cause chaos for a brief period of time before accepting their defeat by the forces of light, according to Matthew Ward. During that period, anxiety and confusion would be widespread, but when revelations emerge and light shines through the setting dust, people will step up and embrace abundance, transforming the world. 2 things about to happen in the supply chain in November by Daisy Luther. We face a perfect storm for the supply chain in the US unless several things change dramatically. With 25 days of diesel fuel left and no agreement reached with the rail workers' unions, a strike could start as soon as 19th November. Investigation. Major US banks are under investigation. Meanwhile, attorneys general in 19 states have subpoenaed Bank of America, Citigroup, Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan Chase, Morgan Stanley, and Wells Fargo, demanding documents related to their participation in the United Nations Net Zero Banking Alliance. A coalition of 19 state attorneys general from across the country launched a formal investigation into 6 major US banks last week, citing legal concerns about the bank's investment and participation in the controversial United Nations Net Zero Banking Alliance by transforming their lending and investment practices. The effect of these policies, they want, would be to deprive key industries of credit, especially businesses in the energy and agriculture sectors that are critical to prosperity and even national security. These banking policies are resulting in jobs being shipped to China, while the communist regime continues to build coal-fired power plants to ensure reliable, low-cost energy. Definition: the future is the time to come, that which is to come and is to happen over time. According to the linear conception of time held by most humankind, the future is that proportion of the timeline that has not yet happened. In other words, it is a conjecture that can be anticipated, predicted, speculated, postulated, theorized, or calculated from data at a particular instant in time. In relativistic physics, time is considered the fourth dimension. In the philosophy of presentism, it is postulated that only the present would exist, and that the future and the past would be non-existent. Religions consider the future when dealing with topics such as karma, the afterlife, and eschatologies that study what the end of time would be like. Some mystical figures such as prophets and soothsayers claim to be able to see the future. Futures studies or futurology is the science, art, and practice of postulating possible futures. Modern practitioners stress the importance of alternative futures, rather than the monolithic or single future, and the limits of prediction and probability versus the creation of possible or preferable futures. Some science fiction authors construct a postulate history of the future called future history, which serves as a general background for their fiction and imaginary universe. Such a theory claims to predict the future by treating humankind in a similar way to molecules in a gas. It is to say, the behavior of the whole could be predicted, but not the individual parts, according to this theory. There is a plan. It is important for people to be aware that there is a plan and that the creators of this plan seek to control all aspects of our lives for their benefit, not ours, and that the guise of solving the world's problems. It is also important that people are aware that we face real problems even if they are not the same as those contained in their agenda documents. Charlie Watt says the QFS is active. The question is how. A full active 5D QFS would not allow usury and drug trafficking that allows people to live without clean water and sufficient food, poor or homeless. The only way this could be possible is if Charlie is not talking about 5D, but about the 3D quantum computers that we are told are operating and that the world believes are still years away. If the trustees of Saint Germain and the Rodriguez Trust agreed to fund these 3D computers, great. Whatever is going on, we are just asking for something tangible, so that those who aren't awake can see something is happening and that we are not crazy. The quantum financial system is the only gold-backed financial system in the world. All BRICS countries connected to the QFS 10 days ago. Currently, the QFS is kept secret. The old SWIFT financial system is not backed by gold. The old dollar is in the SWIFT. The new gold-backed note was connected to the QFS, but not yet activated. Once activated, the fiat note would have no value. Americas. The QFS was launched a year ago in space. Within the system, there are 4 connection portals. The countries that will be connected to the US portal will be Canada, North America, and all the South America. All of them will be connected to the USN portal. Locally, each country in South America will have its own currency, but the main point of the portal will be the USN. Colombia, Peru, Bolivia, Venezuela, they will all be one-to-one with the US ticket, but they will enter through the USN portal. There will be a European portal. The UK will be the sterling portal, including England, Scotland, Ireland, and Wales. It is possible that there will be additions, but we will have to wait and see. The 4th portal will be Asia, Africa, and Australia. They will all connect to that gateway. Every section, India, Pakistan, every country in Africa, Australia, New Zealand, and Asia, that part of the world, they will all connect to that portal, but they will have their own local currency. The assets that there will not be only be redefined. The assets that are there will not only be redefined on trial, but they will be serialized and nanotechnified so that corrupt governments can't come in and take that out of there. The security is the main priority. The portal of BRICS, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, went online 10 days ago. Some 86 countries would be under the military law in the next 3 weeks. Preparations. General Flynn knows everything and he'll tell you 5%. The work he's doing is incredible. They took out the different books of the Bible and left 66 books to divide us. In the US, the army has been in control since March 2021. The CCP arrested the former president during a big rally in front of the whole world. This was all a pantomime because the CCP lost control almost a year ago. The EBS, Emergency Broadcast System, is part of the plan. They have been testing it for quite some time by sending SMS messages in various countries. They were certainly testing it in Germany. They have been testing it in Spain, in different regions. Part of GISARA is that the world has to submit to military law, and then there are 120 days until the elections. There are 450,000 accusations that will take 3 years to process. Watch. Pufness said, "The verbiage that creates quicksand is always present as news. There will be a lot of help for those who are keeping vigilance high. Many are at work during the things that will bring more abundance from the prosperity programs. We know how futile all this seems, but it is not. We keep the utmost vigilance, and you must do the same. Be open and receptive, praying and believing. Be the guardian of the truth, and be the shepherd who keeps the flock safe from the naysayers and the people who do not do well. We are eager to help you end this as soon as possible." I repeat, we are eager to help you end this as soon as possible. We do have things to do and guidelines to follow. Our priority is to keep this journey going for those of you who are still tuned into it. Rubber masks. I'd be about to end the political spectacle of Halloween with rubber masks, says Benjamin Fulford. Enjoy while you can the horror show of actors in rubber masks and computer graphics that has replaced government. It is all about to end. It is a mathematical certainty because the entire financial system that supports it is more than 1,000 times leveraged and bankrupt. When the masks come off, you learn to give each person the value they deserve. It would start with the Jubilee to prevent the Western White Hats and the Asian Dragon family from negotiating a benevolent replacement of the old collapsing system. This would involve a write-off of all debts, both public and private, and a one-off redistribution of assets according to one Dragon family proposal. Another part of their proposal is for Western White Hats to preside over Nuremberg-style trials, followed by the restoration of democracy, the rule of law and real press freedom. Negotiations continue, so don't expect any announcements soon. Instead, batten down your hatches and prepare for a geopolitical storm like the likes of which the world has never experienced before. Most high-level experts agree that an unavoidable collapse of the Western financial system is unavoidable. The last time this system came close to collapse was the time of the Lehman Brothers shock in 2008. Then the families of the clique that ruled the West were able to obtain 700 tons of gold from the Dragon family and exploit it more than 1,000 times to create $23 trillion. That money has dried up, and now they are promising everything while threatening war to get money. World State. Trusty judge Anna von Reitz wants that they have been doing the same things and operating the same schemes since the Bronze Age, introduced the concept of credit, gain access to other people's credit, run up debts in the name of their victims, eat the substance of the country they have invaded, kill their creditors, and then move on to a new host. A State of the World report by Anna von Reitz. All that exists in 71 countries of the world are service corporations in the business of providing essential government. All these government service corporations, masquerading as legitimate governments, are united by a double-sided parent corporation. There are now 71 voting nations caught in this trap. Vital commodities and especially the transport of essential goods, such as pipelines and ports, are under attack. Meanwhile, the UK is in a hopeless slump, with sterling below parity with Fed notes for the first time in history, and Parliament is taking the oath of allegiance to King Charles of Scotland instead of King Charles III. The US housing bubble has burst, but thanks to media silence, most citizens do not yet know it. New mortgage applications are down 75%. International Public Service announcement by Anna von Reitz. There is no reason for poverty, ignorance or violence. There is more than enough for everyone to live, be and fulfill their life's purpose in joy and comfort. The only thing standing between humankind and a much happier outcome is stupidity, ignorance, greed and fear. Since 1933, we have been forced to live in a debt-credit economic model, and any debt a society creates is immediately balanced by equal credit. Our dream for all humankind is that we grow up and rule our own life, our own community, our own state, and our own country. We don't want to rule over anyone. We don't want to tell you what to believe. We want you to exercise your own brain. All we want in return for all that we have given is for you to live together as what you are, brothers and sisters, part of the one world family, caring for each other and caring for this beautiful planet that is our common birthright. Life is not a game, and there is no reason for anyone to covet the gains of others. You were all born richer than King Midas. Wake up from your bad dream and listen to the birds sing while there are still birds left to sing. Put an end to the madness and those who promote it. Do it now peacefully, legally, and with determination. There is all the real money you can dream of, and it is destined to turn this planet into a paradise dedicated to love and life. All you have to do is wake up and want it enough to take action. And that's all for today. Thanks a lot, dear friends.